elevators out of this Maya. The devil's always been a liar, a cheater, a deceiver.
Right, I want a bomba.
I want a jiggy with a bean.
You get sick.
Of what?
So my sister's brother.
Sick of what? Oh, there's mummy's daddy. There's baby daddy.
Down syndrome.
There's mummy's son.
So why are you speaking like that?
I don't
What is
fucking
the
know
need?
his fucking name.
Going on in this
You think
world.
you're Nietzsche and
What's sadness daddy's mummy?
Is going on in the spiritual world.
What time's she leaving
Two
now?
sides of the coin.
What's she leaving now?
She's got no family except her children in this country.
Yeah.
Right, so why can't it be a mummy and daddy?
Oh, I forgot her name.
Who's
Not
name?
worthy of praise
Sadness.
or criticism. Just to distinguish it.
What the
So
fuck
we
are you
can
talking
distinguish
about?
it.
Sadness son is waiting for her.
Relationships, reality.
So why did he say there's his
I
mummy and
forgot her
daddy?
fucking. I forgot what relationships were people
And
with
now,
things.
Harinam is eternal.
Oh my god! Right, come on. Chicken with the bum bum.
Then Lord Shiva,
Shadow is under the
Narada
bed.
Muni, and Ganesh sang
Come on, sing
together
away, Sadness. She's
Lord
going away.
Krishna's glories.
Sadhana!
Ganesh, Narada
Have a
Muni,
nice time!
Hey, come up, say goodbye.
the glories of the Supreme Personality. Then Lord Shiva, Narada Muni, and Ganesh sang together Lord Krishna's glories. Big family affair. When you sing like this, my
I'm
body
not in a
cannot
mood.
remain
I'm not in a
stable.
friendly mood.
My
You
body
can act.
cannot
I can't.
So Lord
I
Krishna,
can't
please
act.
don't sing like
It kills me to act.
that. And it's like,
Stuff in there. On my fucking phone. And so.
of course he wants them to sing like this. It's a pastime. My body will melt.
Okay, Amna. Okay, have a
My
nice
heart
time.
will
Bye.
melt.
You
Because you love me so much.
No, my fault. My fault. It was my fault.
And it's just nice to see you. It's nice to see you meeting Mother Jana. You know, you were citing about Bangladesh and Belgium. Very nice to go to. Very nice to see you.
ओके हैप्पी यू हैप्पी दोनों जने हैप्पी रहो मैं जा रही मैं जब इंडिया जाऊंगी मैं सीओ करने आऊंगी मैं एक बार आऊंगी हेलो कर दूंगी
Hello, Curly.
नहीं नहीं ना भी नहीं मैं अपनी फ्रेंड को फोन करता और मैं जाके फिर तो मैसेज मेरा सेंड करूंगा
He's singing
ठीक है
to the sky.
ओके हैव ए नाइस डे
Sadhana, send us pictures.
She doesn't know how to.
मैं खींचे
On WhatsApp. WhatsApp.
yesterday
So WhatsApp.
yeah
Send
She
pictures.
doesn't know what WhatsApp is.
And
The
it,
fuck she doesn't know WhatsApp. Everyone knows what WhatsApp is.
ओके जे मैं कोई गलती की या मैं कुछ गलत बोलिया सॉरी
that
ਉਹਦੇ
is
ਲਈ
tremendous.
ठीक है हाँ are you happy
But Ajay.
Never
Okay.
happy. Never happy.
जानते हो happy
Oh,
होने
Transcendental.
okay
I'm gonna go somewhere.
alright okay bye
See you, Sadhana. Have a nice holiday. Send my love to your mummy.
Wrapped
Love to your ma.
in bliss.
Bye
We're
bye.
waiting for a bus, so got a little bit of time.
As well, isn't it?
She was wrapped in bliss of singing the glories of the land. They embrace each
It's
other.
just like living, you know what it's like with you?
Chaitanya.
Like living with a small
Jesus
child
always
all
there
the
for
time.
Chaitanya.
Right? If I come out there and you've done anything to the garden,
With all the-
it's enough now. I don't want you to do anything else to the garden. Yeah? You get that?
Got it.
Right? Nothing is gonna be out there or anything. You got that? It's getting too cluttered. You're cluttered. You want to manifest your clutter out there. I'm not cluttered like you. I want to manifest space.
Right, put your computer in your bedroom.
No, I'll do it.
We have to fill it with
So you're going now?
We'll go downstairs and get dinner.
Oh, look at the Supreme Personality. This world is coming and going.
Huh?
A moment of destruction.
Are you fed up
With what?
with me shouting at
Oh,
you?
it's great fun.
It's not fun for me,
Well,
Karuna.
then it's not fun.
It's not.
I gotta go live in the car for this day.
It's not fun for me.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Types of going on.
You're not. I have a mother bond with you.
Hearing Lord Krishna's words, Lord Shiva laughed and said, I will see if that is the truth. Then Lord Shiva began to sing with even more fervor. His singing filled the sky. Then Lord Krishna's body began to melt. Frightened, Lord Lord Shiva stopped singing. He stopped singing. He became peaceful and composed. The part of Lord Krishna that melted became famous in the world as the water of Lord Krishna's mercy. The water of his mercy. Tears flowing from Lord Caitanya's eyes. You see the pastime. You see visually within the words, also the painting. You see the tears of Chaitanya. His love for every living entity. All of us, all of us, all of us, all of us, Father. It's the deep divine love. He's not concerned. They're not concerned with worldly faults. It's only us that focus on them. And we learn to let go of the faults. Ah, this person does this, does that. Who cares, man? Have they got devotion? Is their eyes an overflowing ocean of devotion? That's all that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is. Because it's a religion, the world, we fall into the fault line. Now that is not the same as distinguishing the mode of nature that are active in person, because that's a helping. Oh, you're entangled in this end. Ignorant passion, you're entangled. That is a compassionate pointing out the fault. Haribol, I was listening to your class as I was taking down my tent today. The water of Lord Krishna, mercy became a rather above the water form of the Supreme Personality of God. The water form is so many forms of the Supreme Personality. Lord Krishna affirms that spiritual water is a very holy place where pilgrims gather. Yeah, the Lita's tears are a place of pilgrimage. This is the deeper, deeper place of pilgrimage. You know? Take pilgrimage to the ecstatic symptoms that flow from the eyes of ecstatic devotion, to cry of Krishna. Like Jesus said, my Lord's not coming back to Jerusalem until you can cry. It's like that. Cry. This world, you become very hard-hearted. I remember that when I was engaged in working on the shop floor, other financial activities. Yeah, they become hard-hearted, man. Hard like this stone. But our hearts soften when we see the devotees. Whether we're attracted in aversion, like some people, cuss this, and they wrestle. They don't know that you cannot defeat Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in wrestling. It's a supreme wrestling. Eventually you'll run out of steam. You'll tire these Dean Balarams, these Karunas. They will tire. Yeah, they will tire. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has more ecstasy and they have poison. Well, their poison is it's overshadowed by the potency of it. He has more ecstasy. He wrestles that poison out. Eventually people can't wrestle anymore. He says, I'm done. We have to wrestle. We have to do what we do. I had to wrestle with alcoholism. I had to wrestle until I was beaten and thought, I just give up now. I give up. Somebody showed me the path. And they did. Many people did. Eventually, on the way to meeting my dear Guru, Acharya Shri Gaura Haridas, many people were leading me up to that point, the culmination, the beginning of my spiritual life, when I sat before the camera and saw Damsala. crying and ecstatically laughing and roaring, the sharing pastimes of Hanuman and Shiva and Krishna and Chaitanya's like, whoa, wow, this is attractive. This is Krishna in this life, Prabhus, Matajis. Travel to Whitney. Southwest of Oxford. See from there. Go to Dorking eventually. Back to my log cabin. My wood burner. My dear friends, Tony and Richard. Back to their kind hospitality of a nice place to live. Back down there. Surrey Hills. Then Lord Shiva stopped singing. He stopped singing. He became peaceful and composed. The part of the Lord melted, became famous in the worlds of the water of Lord Krishna's mercy. That water of Lord Krishna's mercy became known as Radha Brahma, the water form of the Supreme Personality. Lord Krishna firm as spiritual water is a very holy place. The holy Lalita, the holy Yohan, the holy tears of the devotees. Later Lord Krishna mercifully gave that water to Malai Bali, who was a great devotee of the Lord. Lord Krishna begged for as much land as he could walk into his stead. However, with his first day, Lord Krishna covered the 3 worlds. All of the land is Krishna's anyway. But this material world has no real interest in Krishna. Even the spiritual worlds of Vaikuntha and Dwarka are not really, they don't excite, invigorate Krishna as much as Vrindavan or Gokula. Those places of Dwarka and Vaikuntha are more awe and reverence, more distant worship, more formal. Who likes formality, man? Don't like formality. If you have a girlfriend or you have a husband or you have a friend, do you act in a formal way? Informality. That's the mood of Vrindavan in the spiritual world. Where do they teach you these things? You don't hear these things in the ISKCONs or the Narayan Maharaj Sanghas. They're hard like this stone, man. Stony hearts. Stony hearts. Focused on austerity, severity, penancy, severe. Oh, Prabhu, Prabhu! Your knee touched the mat. Harry shared when he was in the Narayan Raj. They're big on these superstitions, but they're not big on Bhakti. Bhakti is the Shakti. Shakti, Bhakti, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Acharya Shri Gaur Haridas, the Lita Ganga, the devotees are distributed. Please hear the wonderful glories of Lord Krishna. Please hear the wonderful glories of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Please hear the wonderful glories of Acharya Shri Gaur Haridas. In this Sangha, amazing darshans are happening. You know, Mother Teresa, she went to Lourdes, didn't she? And she saw, wow, the divinity there. Mother Mary, amazing darshan. Well, darshans are happening in this Sangha all over, every day. You know, the Gauranga appearing in the water in Montreal. Poor Harry running his fingers across, lovingly running his fingers across Chaitanya Bhagavat. See the love in his eyes and his whole persona for that book of of Chaitanya's mercy and heart. Hear very audibly, I love you. I keep posting. Who sees and hears these things? Some do. These are miracles. These are veritable miracles that are happening in this Sangha. And the blind cannot see. The blind cannot see. But the devotee's position, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is to share this mercy and grace with everybody, however they are. Obviously, those who are favourable, there's more facility to help them share that it's about association with ecstatic, spirit-filled devotees. But we keep the door open for the cussers and the dissers and the speculators. Yeah, they in time will come along. And fall down and get tired of wrestling Gaura Nitai. You can't wrestle Gaura Nitai. All these speculations that Balaram is speculating all over Facebook, they'll eventually get tired. It doesn't please Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's like the painting in Chaitanya Charitamrita where Svarabhuma Bhattacharya is speculating all these purports, all these Mayavadi, impersonalist philosophy. See, impersonal. The personality, the Supreme Personality is set before him. But look in that painting and you'll see the glance is far, is not upon. The embrace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu like he embraces some devotees like Ramananda Raya and Shivas. Anyway, Svarabhuma Bhattacharya became a sincere devotee, and so did Daksha. I'm sure Indra did as well. It's a part of the process Balaram is going through. The water flowing from his toenail filled the material universe with great spiritual love. The demigod Brahma offered Paja to that water. Move ahead a little bit. With eyes of love, Lord Vishambhara, whose fair limbs are sweeter than me. Sweeter. Then, on the pretext of making great waves, Goddess Ganga, making great waves, we say, and we make great waves in the world. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime for making great waves in the world, with all these classes of devotees doing Gohan, Lita, Aman, Ritamana, Janaki, and Riddhamuna, making great waves in the world. You know, literally you're waving to the people. Hey, hey. Spiritual relationship with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the latest magnanimous golden incarnation, is right here. We're waving. The waves of the Ganga, the waves of the devotees. See the waves, the devotees, they're like waves of devotion, waves of the Ganga Mata. One more verse and then we get prepared for the bus. So hearing these words, everyone became filled with joy. Thus the Chanadana joyfully sing the glories of the Lord. Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Rama,
I have an appointment today with my doctor, so I'm going to talk to you when he's not around. Oh, and it's been actually recorded live because he's just camera on all the time, just showing everybody. I think that's great now. And so I'll put you a bit. Kuna, you need to get your own place.
No!
I want to live like a little girl princess. Little nice things. I don't want devils and crocodiles and shit in my house. Yeah, I want to live like a fucking princess.
Well, princess.
I want a nice, pretty house.
Well, princesses live in castles.
No, Kuna, it's not. Don't be ridiculous. This is my castle. I don't have to have a big fucking castle to live in my. This is my castle. This is more of a castle.
I want around a castle. A month.
Well, keep them outside then. Keep all your bullshit outside. Play with some fucking cars. You didn't write anything down.
I did.
I don't think it did. It
I fucking did.
See, I did more hours. I did 4 hours and 5 minutes.
Yeah.
The other day I did 4 hours and 4 hours. Yeah. This is today.
Yeah.
Last time I did 4 hours and 10 minutes. But you didn't write the liters down. Right, so that day I did 4 hours and 10 minutes. I don't understand what's happening now. Because I don't drink that shit. My weight's just going up and up and up.
What's your weight?
47.5. I can't even dance with you because you're coming. No, I want to do salsa Karuna. No, I want to. No. This is what I want to do.
Is that what they do in salsa?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah,
but not for men what's going on. It's not, because I've danced with loads like that.
Like
and
that?
They don't get a hard on. Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah, and they don't get a hard on because. Please grow up.
I wouldn't do salsa.
Please grow up, Kuna. Please come out there. Because you know what, Kuna, I'm quite a serious person at times.
I can see that!
Why are you filming everyone? Why are you watching this? I'm asking you.
So more people can see.
But who? But nobody watching.
Doesn't matter.
Why are you letting me on? I wish I could talk. Why I went out?
Of what?
I'm just holding back.
Lord Krishna, Lord Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Ram Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram. And more and more every day, I really feel the importance of what we're doing. It's immense for the whole of society, the whole of the world. Sharing this very easy formula, Guru Tattva, how to connect spirit to spirit. Because when you got into the city centres, out and about, you realise exactly what Brahma was speaking about. This whole world is nonsense. People are meeting over coffees and engaging in talking about nonsense everywhere, and everything is devoid of that spiritual connection with the Supreme Personality, Chaitanya. So really, very, very important what the devotees are doing, witness testimony, sharing their experiences, sharing the tools that Acharya Sri Haridas has given them to awaken their eyes, shining that torchlight knowledge into their heart. It's immense. I realise now that if I engage too much with material imaginations, it's death. It's death with devotee. Listen, we bounce back. Devotees, it's an amazing opportunity to share Chaitanya Lila. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, 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 Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, 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 Krishna. Krishna, 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 Hare Ram, Just look at these kings in the hands of death. It's Buddha Gita. They don't see death waiting nearby. Yeah, just look at these kings. They're like playthings in the hands of death. The laws of nature are just playing with these kings, with these corporates. Why anybody calls them elites, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's the opposite. Elite of what? The elites. They ain't elite of anything. just entangled in the modes of nature. People wave flags to them, sing songs about, oh, believe. This mouth and this voice is to sing songs of Krishna, Radha, Caitanya, not fucking kings and queens of this world. What's that, man? Listen. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Don't need to mind about it. Just thinking about you. Are you still cycling around? Tu fais le tour avec le bicycle, le vélo, right? Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Oh, where's my Shrimad Bhagavatam? Krishna, Krishna, Hare. Ram, Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Ram, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Still forgot Sabbath. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare. Guru Tava Chaitanya there, shouting from the rooftops because everybody else is shouting their bullshit from the rooftops, shouting their nonsense. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram. This is very interesting. First page, explanation of devotional service. A pure devotee does not accept any kind of liberation, even though they are offered by the Supreme Personality. And liberation is not appealing to the Lita gang or even Lita man. So here, on that intimate, those mellows, intimacy. Purport. Lord Caitanya teaches us how to execute pure devotional service out of spontaneous love for the Supreme Personality of God. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna. Spontaneous love. O Lord, I do not wish to gain from you any wealth, nor do I wish to have a beautiful wife, nor do I wish to have many followers. All I want from you is that in life after life, I may remain a pure devotee at your lotus feet. There is a similarity between the prayers of Lord Caitanya and the statements of Srimad Bhagavatam. Lord Caitanya prays in life after life, indicating that a devotee does not even desire the cessation of birth and death. The yogis and empiric philosophers desire cessation of the process of birth and death, but a devotee is satisfied to remain even in this material world and execute devotional service. Yeah, exactly, I feel that. We have Vrindavan, we have Caitanya, intimate spiritual relationship that's been given us by Acharya Sri Haridas. Whether we're here, whether we're in hell, whether we're in heaven, whether we're in the spiritual world, it's bliss. By attaining, back to the translation, thank you, Srila Prabhupada. By attaining the highest platform of devotional service, as I've explained, one can overcome the influence of the three modes of material nature and be situated in the transcendental stage, as is the Lord. Okay, let's find some lila, some pastimes. Oh. The marriage of Kadamuni and Devotee. No, conversation between Manu and Kadama. Vidura said, the line of Svarabhuma Manu was most esteemed. Oh, worshipful sage, I beg you, give me an account of this race, whose progeny multiplied through sexual intercourse. Oh, this isn't going to get into Vaidhi here. Got a feeling it might do. The two greatest sons of Svarabhuma Manu, Privathrata and Uttarapada, ruled the world, consisting of 7 islands, just according to religious principles. Shri Krishna Caitanya, Shri Krishna Caitanya, Jaya Shri Krishna Caitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shivasati Gaura Bhattavindra. O holy Brahmana, O sinless one, you have spoken of his daughter, known by the name Devotee, as the wife of the sage Kadama, the lord of created beings. How many offerings did the great yogis beget through the principles? Through the princess. How many offerings did the great yogi beget through the princess, who is endowed with eightfold perception in the yoga principles? Oh, pray tell me this, for I am eager to hear it. O sage, O holy sage, tell me how the wonderful Ruchi and Daksha, the son of Brahma, generated children after securing as their wives the other 2 daughters of Svarabhuma Manu. The great sage Mathura replied, commanded by Lord Brahma to beget children in the worlds, the worshipful Kadama Muni practiced penance on the bank of the river Sarasvati for a period of 10,000 years. 10,000 years! Penances! 10,000 years! Whoa! We're so fortunate we have Acharya Sri Haridas sharing Chaitanya Lila. Where we do the heavy penance of turning on our phones. Pretty difficult, eh? During the period of penances, the sage, Kadama, by worship through devotional service in trance, propagated the personality of Godhead, which is the quick bestower, who is the quick bestower of all blessings upon those who flee to him for protection. Let's read the purport of a part here. The significance of meditation is described here. Caitanya practiced mystic yoga meditation for 10,000 years just to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari. Therefore, whether one practices yoga or speculates and does research to find God, one's efforts must be mixed with the process of devotion. Yeah. Yeah. Without devotion, nothing can be perfect. Yeah, it's speculation, isn't it? There's some trying to arrive at conclusive understanding of the Supreme Personality. And if there's some devotion therein, it can blossom and fructify. The target perfection and realization is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the 6th chapter of Gita, it is clearly said that one who constantly engages in Krishna consciousness is the topmost personality. And constantly comes about quite naturally. Constantly is a bit of a difficult one, isn't it? It's got Harry's always sharing with us. Constantly. But by and by, we just get more. We get more immersed in Chaitanya Lila. I'm sitting in the town, I'm having coffee. I'm not interested in talks of the world, the arts and things. Anything devoid of Chaitanya, it just is like flat. It's flat. In this age of Kali, the direct method is especially more feasible than the indirect, because people are short-living. Their intelligence is poor. And that's for real. In all of us. Their intelligence is poor. Now, if we can come to that understanding that our intelligence is poor, which I came to, my intelligence was poor. So I started to listen to other people there. I was sharing with Tommy yesterday. Before I did step work in Alcoholics Anonymous, before I read the steps, I read the life stories in the back of the book about people, how they recovered from alcoholism, even though it was inactive alcoholism. I read their life stories and it gave me hope that there was a way. I hadn't come to this path, but I was beginning my journey. I read those life stories and I see people who had been lost in alcoholism develop amazing, better lives. I don't know the depth of the spiritual connection that they had. Connection with Chaitanya is very, very rare. Anyway, it gave me hope. Their intelligence is poor. My intelligence was poor, so I was looking for something higher because I knew that my own endeavors were flawed. You get to comments, how can you not always think of God? I guess it's hard when you're trapped in the gridlock of his illusion. Give Tommy my love. Can you ask him about Tommy's man club? I don't know what that's all about. Yeah, everything is Krishna. But it's a natural thing in it. How can we more or less This is our life and soul, yeah. Well, it's just a more natural process, isn't it? And we just, how can you not always think that? Well, the material world is pretty large. People get consumed in it. They get worried about worldly things like the winter heating and bills and things. So we just encourage people to connect with this Sangha, connect with this spiritual effulgence that's been given daily, like daily juicy, creamy cakes, not just dry bread. And I encourage people that this sadhu Sangha will alleviate the woes, because people very, very easily do get attracted to the illusionary potency of Krishna here in the world. So that's the devotees' play in the world, is to go around and meet people and share Caitanya Lila. Like yesterday, met Sue, that was great. But also, the devotees, even Narada Muni, there's a pastime Karuna where Krishna asks him to get water from the river, and he goes to the river and he sees a beautiful woman. So he forgets about Krishna. So how can we not always think of God? Well, the material world is all around us, isn't it? Even Narada Muni, he got thrown out, in his relationship with Krishna, engaged in sex life, got a family, got a kingdom, totally forgot about Krishna, but Krishna never forgot about him. Narada Muni, where's my water? So Krishna always brings his devotee back, when they've done some service, like Sean. Sean started these books that we're distributing, or Tom is distributing around Coventry and around the world. So we may fall into forgetfulness due to this material world, but Krishna always brings us back. Like in Caitanya Lila, there's a devotee who, again, had association with travellers there, went off with a band of travellers. Caitanya brought the devotee back. Caitanya brings us back. We're prone to forgetfulness. Of course, we do not forget him so many times. We are still in his body. We need to be honest with that and forgive ourselves. Yeah, we don't forget. Yeah. Let's move on. Next translation. Then in the Satyuga, the lotus-eyed, Supreme Personality of Godhead, being pleased, showed himself to that Kadamuni and displayed his transcendental form, which can be understood only through the Vedas. It's true, Krishna fulfills his devotees' desires, but people that we meet in the world, they need some encouragement, some help to remember to come along to Sadhu Sangha, to share the glories of being with Acharya, Srila Gaura Haridas and Lita Ganga and River Yamuna, chanting every day for us, ecstatically. They need reminding. I see it every day as I'm travelling about. People are engaged in worldly things, worried about the future, worried about their heating bills and such things. They need help to encourage them to come into Sadhu Sangha. Fulfills our desires. So once people are becoming attracted so much to the material potency, we can give them help. Forget that for a little while. Sort that out later. Don't worry too much about it. Come into Sadhu Sangha. Chant together. Read some Caitanya Lila. People need help. And that's the devotees' play in this world. Let's get another coffee. Hey, Fanny, top of the morning. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna. Narayan's a great example of that because as soon as people see him, they think of Krishna because he's so vocal, he's so effulgent with Krishna's name that when people in the city see him, they remember Krishna. Oh, Krishna, Hare Krishna. Okay, front Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Then in the Satya Yuga, the lotus-eyed Supreme Personality of Godhead, being pleased, showed himself to that Kadamuni and displayed his transcendental form. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Kadamuni saw the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is free from material contamination, in his eternal form, effulgent like the sun, wearing a garland of white lotuses and water lilies. The Lord was clad in spotless yellow silk, and his lotus face was fringed with silk dark locks of curly hair. Adorned with a crown and earrings, he held his characteristic conch disc and mace in 3 of his hands, and a white lily in his 4th. He glanced about in a happy, smiling mood, whose sight captivates the hearts of all devotees. A golden streak on his chest, the famous Kastuba gem suspended from his neck. He stood in the air with his lotus feet placed on the shoulders of Garuda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And Kadamuni actually realized the Supreme Personality of Godhead in person. He was greatly satisfied because his transcendental desire was fulfilled. He fell on the ground with his head bowed to offer obeisances unto the lotus feet of the Lord. His heart naturally full of love for God, with folded hands, he satisfied the Lord with blessings. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Satisfied the Lord. Just like the ladies in Caitanya, when they sang Mahamantra to the little Nimai, he was soothed. For me too, when I see that God Hari's life, oh, soothed, soothed. I get soothing, cooling breeze, when I see the Lita Ganga and God Hari, they're chanting together. Oh. Sim, Hare Krishna. The great sage Kardama said, O supreme worshipful Lord, my power of sight is now fulfilled, having attained the greatest perfection of the sight of you. You are the reservoir of all existences. Just got that off the ring there before it boiled over. Ooh. The great Kadama said, "Oh, Supreme Worshipful Lord, my power of sight is now fulfilled." Oh yeah, I sent you, was it Chaitanya Mangala yesterday, Fanny? That's a great book. I also recommended Sue to read that, and for her to send a friend request to Gorahari, and Janaki and other devotees can send a friend request. Yeah. The coffee farmer. Oh yeah. We need that ingredients that we're all looking for. Honey, honey, not the money. Honey, honey. Let's get some of this honey first. Through many successive births of deep meditation, and advanced yogis aspire to see the transcendental form. Through many successive births. That doesn't sound like success to me. It's successive births, but it's not success. Through successive births of deep meditation, advanced yogis aspire to see the transcendental form. And what do devotees hear? They say, what's happening? They're seeing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's form. Maria seeing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's form. Walking. Gaur Haridas and Gaur Hari walking together. No successive births. That's that. Many lifetimes to see Krishna, to get Krishna. No, in this Sangha, people are getting Krishna. That fills my heart with joy. Because I knew from being in the rooms and having that bhakti awakening, that amazing experience of forgiveness and bhakti that was immense. When I went into the temples and I was hearing in the Sunday classes, it's many lifetimes to get Krishna Prabhu, many lifetimes, I was like, where's that? Where's somebody that can really give me that little bit more? Not that little bit more, but that much more, actually. And that was when I started to see Gaur Hari's classes and being Corridor on the farm. Your lotus feet are the true vessel. These words are not ordinary words that you see in the tabloid papers or on notice boards. These are transcendental, spirit-filled words. Your lotus feet are the true vessels to take one across the ocean of mundane nescience. Only persons deprived of their intelligence by the spell of the deluding energy will worship those feet with a view to attain the trivial and momentary pleasures of the senses. That's called motivated religion. Worshipping the lotus feet for some material gain, like the temples, they get their lottery funds from the government. It's a material gain. It's not just for the pure joy of relishing the pastimes of Chaitanya, which even a foolish child can understand. Francis! So the house of Beverin is the house of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that wonderful dream that Radhe had. Yeah. Krishna said, these two drummers, they can drum for me in Vrindavan. Yeah. Shamaji, Shamaji, Shamaji. We like it really sweet sometimes. We like it sweet, 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 sweet. Remember that song? We should do a retake of that. Sweet like Krishna. Maybe that garage anthem. And maybe some of you do, some of you don't. Sweet like chocolate. Sweet like Krishna. He's the sweetest of the sweet. Slow and sweet. However, O my Lord, you are so kind that you bestow mercy even upon them. Yes. That's Caitanya Lila. Chaitanya's mercy is so unconditional that even those who ask for it, those who don't ask for it, those who reverse to it, those who embrace it, they benefit. Even Daksha, he was serving the pastimes in his dissing and his venom towards a pure devotee such as Shiva. We shall see. We will see. We are seeing amazing things in our lifetimes. In our lifetime. Yeah. First resistance, then assistance.
Hey, Domina! It's gone.
Bon appetit. Wash your bucket.
Wash the bucket.
Your lotus feet are the true vessel to take one across the ocean of mundane nescience. Only a person deprived of their intelligence by the spell of the deluding energy will worship those feet with a view to attain the trivial and momentary pleasures of the senses. Yeah. Which even persons rotting in hell can attain. That devotee who asked Srila Prabhupada, where are you going after your next birth? I'm going to the hellish planets. Okay. However, O my Lord, you are so kind that you bestow mercy upon them. Therefore, desiring to marry a girl of like disposition, who may prove to be a veritable cow of plenty in my married life, to satisfy my lustful desire, I too have sought the shelter of your lotus feet. The calling shelter of the lotus feet, the calling shelter of the pastimes, the calling shelter of Guru Tattva, the calling shelter of the formula, Acharya Sri Gaura Haridas and Gauranga, Gaura Haridas and Gaura Hari, just like Maria is seeing there, right before her vision. Some people might not see it in that way, experiencing tears and laughter. My gosh, the laughter experience was immense when I was with River and Lolita up there in Nottingham. Immense. And gosh, it makes me wonder the ecstasy that Lolita Ganga and Johan feel every day. I got a little taste of that. I feel blissful, ecstasy, but the level of ecstasy that they have, that's off the Raganuga Richter scale. It's just like, whoa. Only a fool wouldn't want to take the association of Lolita Ganga and Johan. Ah, gosh. Which are the source of everything. They are the lotus feet. They have the shade. For you are like a desire tree. The purport, Srila Prabhupada. in spite of his condemning persons who approached the Lord for material advantages. Kadama Muni expressed his material inability and desire before the Lord by saying, "Although I know that nothing material should be asked from you, I nevertheless desire to marry a girl of like disposition." That phrase, like disposition, is very significant. Formerly, boys and girls of similar dispositions were married. The similar natures of the boys and girls were united in order to make them happy. We go to the translation. Oh my Lord, oh my Lord, oh my Lord, oh my Lord, oh my sword, oh my Lord, oh my sword. Oh my Lord, you are the master and leader of all living entities. Under your direction, all conditioned souls, as if bound by rope, are constantly engaged in satisfying their desires. And we are here, as River is sharing with her associates, her friends that she's making in these dialysis groups, how her life has been changed spiritually. And that is amazing, because there's many people out there who will see her journey in these different sectors of society. I can't do what she can do, because I've not been on a dialysis machine, but her friends and those that she's dialoguing with will say, hold on, she's the same as me, she's on a machine, and she's really, really happy not of this world. What's that all about? So she's able to give a wonderful witness testimony to Guru and share with them this path. See how the devotees can all do their sharing of Caitanya Lila in their individual, unique ways. Amazing. Amazing, great service. Because everyone's bound by these ropes. You know, give people a point of reference. Hold on. How can it be that she's so happy when I'm also hooked up to this machine and she's feeling this laughter and this happiness? So all devotees, you know, please, all of you, all of us, all of Govinda Das, go live more and share and show more witness testimonies. Time is running out for the living entities here in this time of dystopian tyranny. They're getting really trampled upon. If they see one devotee of this Sangha sharing how their life has been changed around, how they have this spiritual happiness, please stop. Please don't hang about. Time is of the essence. Time is now. Go live. Just turn on the camera, man, and read Caitanya Lila. Read Adi Lila. You know, Guru Hari always shares that's a great starting place. Adi Lila, the spiritual masters. If no realizations and revelations come, just read, chant and read. No time to, you know, for the benefit of others, for the welfare of others. Show and share what your Guru is doing for you. It will help so many people. Oh my Lord, you are the master and leader of all living entities. What you bind in this world, you bind in the next. See that verse, those words from Jesus? He's talking about Krishna Leela because he knew Krishna Leela. He knew of Mother Yasoda binding Krishna with devotion. Under your direction, all conditioned souls, as if bound by rope, are constantly engaged in satisfying their desires. Following them, O embodiment of religion, I also bear oblations for you, who are eternal time. Krishna is eternal time. Purport, Srila Prabhupada. In the Katya Upanishads, it is stated that the Supreme Lord is the leader of all living entities. He is the sustainer and the awarder of all their necessities and desires. No living entity is independent. See, the illusion in the world is we think we are the doer. We're independent of everything. Actually, we're just bound in the modes of energy. Ignorance, passion, goodness. There's no independence. It's the illusion, man. Those creating this dystopian world and those protesting against it, they can't offer anybody anything. The demons have technology so advanced, they can just press a button, wipe people out. And persons protesting this, no chance, man. No chance. Not a chance. No way. But this is the way to transcend it, to overcome it, not to be in it, entangled in this, fighting those, hating those that are enacting this, and trying to protect this little grain of sand that is Mother Earth. For why? It will be maintained or destroyed under the jurisdiction of Krishna. It's outside of the jurisdiction of protesters. It's ordained. It's ordained. It's going on under the jurisdiction of the Supreme Personality, because everybody's thinking they're the supreme, the doer. Everyone's taking the position of God. Yeah, the protesters as well, the demigods, the harmonious types, the tyrants have taken the position of God. They're all in illusion, and they're all walking back to samsara will. That's all they're doing. Just singing and dancing and making a big hoopla all the way back to samsara will. That's all. They're conditioned souls, conditioned by the energies, the modes of nature. But the Supreme Personality, Caitanya, is transcendental to the modes of nature. His devotees become transcendental to the modes of nature, unaffected by the world. It has no bearing on my life. We merely share about it for the purpose of distinguishing. This is illusion, this is the material potency, this is the spiritual potency. As Karuna says, Krishna awards everybody's desires accordingly. It's correct what Karuna is saying. But we're here to help people, remind them of the spiritual potency, to give them a little nudge. Oi! Oi! Stop talking all that bullshit, man. Dive into Caitanya Lila. Not with big megaphones in the face, like, just sometimes subtly. Oh well, we'll leave the big megaphones to Ammon. However, persons who have given up stereotype worldly affairs, actually Ammon's voice is a megaphone. He doesn't need a megaphone. However, persons who have given up stereotype worldly affairs and the beastly followers of these affairs, and who have taken shelter of the umbrella of your lotus feet by drinking the intoxicated nectar of your qualities and activities and discussions with one another. Sadhu Sangha! That's Sadhu Sangha. So turn those cameras on, and then we can engage in discussions. And then when I see your faces, I can get an index of the heart. Yeah? Because I can't get an index. We can in text, SMS. But when we see the index of the face, the devotees standing before the world and sharing their witness testimonies, even if it's cussing and dissing or whatever comes up and out, it's great. Turn on those cameras, devotees. Please turn on those cameras and share your spiritual experiences of listening to Acharya Shri Guru Haridas and being in this Sangha. Turn on that red button, man. Take the red pill. Is it the red pill or the blue pill? I've forgotten now because I haven't watched the film. Take the transcendental pill. Take the Caitanya pill. Christopher Sidler, hey, nice to see you, man. I'm looking forward to hear you at the weekend. You're playing Godiva Festival, yeah. I think on the Sunday. Look forward, man. Nice to see you coming on. Thank you, Chris. And who have taken shelter of the umbrella of your lotus feet by drinking the intoxicating nectar of your qualities and activities. It's intoxicating. These words are intoxicating. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my word is eternal. That is generic. That's generic, those words. They're spoken by Jesus, Charishri Gaur Haridas, Rupa Goswami, Narottam, Lalita Ganga. Those words are effective. They affect our spiritual life. These words are Krishna's words. They are not my words. And what happens? We get drunk, we get high, we get stoned on these words. Krishna's wild, man. He's not religious. Krishna is beyond religion. Krishna does not care for religion. He's carefree and casual. Think about it. Abandon all varieties of religion. Who's saying that? Krishna's saying it. Oh, Krishna's a Hindu god. Krishna's religious. No way. None of those things, really. Your wheel, which has 3 navs, rotates through the axis of the imperishable Brahman. It has 13 spokes, 360 joints, 6 rims, and numberless leaves carved upon it. Through its revelation, cuts short the lifespan of the entire creation. This wheel of tremendous velocity cannot touch the lifespan of the devotees of the Lord. They're not affected by birth and death. And this is really what we're sharing to help people, Please do not go back into the cycle of birth, life, death. It's suffering. My dear Lord, you alone create universes. O personality of Godhead, desiring to create these universes, you create them, maintain them, and again wind them up by your own energies. It's out of our jurisdiction, Hand it over to a power greater than myself. The destruction, the creation, the maintenance. It's all under the jurisdiction of the Supreme Krishna. I can't affect whether this Bhumi, this Mother Earth is maintained, created or destroyed. But on some level we can actually. In our devotion, if there was enough people engaging in Chaitanya Lila, engaging with whatever form of the Supreme Personality that is dear in their hearts to them, then this wouldn't be going on. This tyranny on Bhumi now. It wouldn't be going on. It would be a veritable Vrindavan. People would be engaged in loving devotional service. It would be a paradise. It would be Vrindavan. Which it is for the devotees here in this Sangha. It is here for me, and Lalita and Riva and many of yous. Called Yoga Maya. Just as a spider creates a cobweb by its own energy and again winds it up. See, it's just like that. I mean, that's the micro and the macro. The spider spins the web and then winds it up. That world of the spider that traps the fly in its prey. And this world, the Supreme Personality will wind it up if it's ineffective. What's ineffective? Ineffective means population has become disconnected from spiritual source, Radhika, Krishna, Ramachandra, Jesus, Allah, whatever form of the Supreme Personality you hold dear. Disconnected from source, the Supreme Personality winds it up. But the living entity is never destroyed. It's just a recycling, a grand recycling. My dear Lord, although it is not your desire, you manifest this creation of gross and subtle elements just for our sensual satisfaction. Yeah, I was meditating on this yesterday. Although it's is Chaitanya's greatest desire to gift us Vrindavan. He's given us this place where we can enjoy sense gratification here, Mother Earth. My dear Lord, although it's not your desire, you manifest this creation of gross and subtle elements just for our sensual satisfaction. Let your causeless mercy be upon us, for you have appeared before us in your eternal form. That form is Acharya Sri Guru Haridas, Gauranga, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, here now in 2022, and the many witness testimonies to spiritual life, just jumping into life, their spiritual relationships being birthed. You have appeared before us in your eternal form, adorned with a splendid wreath of tulsi leaves. Purport, Srila Prabhupada, it's clearly stated here that the material world is not created by the personal will of the Supreme Lord. It's created by the external energy because the living entities want to enjoy it. Again, it goes back to what Karuna said. Krishna is a kalpavriksha tree. It is a desire tree. Facilitates our desires accordingly. So, it's the devotee's play, my play in this world. It's just to introduce people to the glories of the eternal pastimes of Chaitanya. People of the world are engaging in temporary pastimes. It's all temporary. Everything we do in this world is materially orientated and temporary, transient. It's not everlasting. But the pastimes of Chaitanya are eternal. So if persons get a little attraction for them, just a little attraction, it will advance their spiritual life. That taste never leaves the devotee once it's born in their hearts. Once the devotee is attracted to Chaitanya Lila, the glories, the golden form of Chaitanya. Bhakti Vinoda, he writes in Navadvip Lila that the residents of Navadvipa, they had a golden hue, like the golden avatar for this time we're living in. Golden, man. It's the golden avatar, not bronze, not some, golden, man. Hare Krishna, Freddy, Hare Krishna, Johan. The Belgian Bhakti boys. I continuously offer my respectful obeisances unto your lotus feet, of which it is worthy to take shelter, because you shower all benedictions on the insignificant. And on this path, like Gaura Hari's life story gives me so much pleasure to transcribe and read and share, his awakening, spiritual awakening from the book of John. How he felt this divine love that the Christ feels for every living entity. Experience that, and that transfers to the devotees here who are sincere. I don't feel the extent of that divine love that Gaura Hari experienced in that spiritual awakening from reading the words of John glorifying Jesus, but I feel it when I see people in the world suffering, entangled in these modes of nature, these energies that they don't know, can't describe. They don't know that are entangling them, fighting them. Not people fighting, protesting about what's going on in the world. All I see is they're getting burnt out. That's all I see. Burnt out, exhausted, tired. Because it's ordained. You cannot fight the modes of energy. You can transcend them, like it says in the Matrix. You transcend the Matrix, but fight it. You may do as you wish. I'm not telling anyone what to do. If that's your desire to fight it, fight it. But this is the path that's gives the highest pleasure that I can see. The devotees see it. Look on their faces. Prabhupada was sharing those words. The face is an index of the heart. He said mind, but heart and soul is an index of our position, our spiritual position, or our material position. We can see by a devotee's face. That's why the symptoms, the tears and the ecstasy, the choking of the voice, we all relate to what Brahma said in Srimad Bhagavatam in these books. Those who evince the symptoms of choking of the voice, tears, hair standing on end. Not much hair standing on end here. Do not take another birth in this material world. They're promoted to the heavenly realm, spiritual realm. They're promoted to the kingdom of God, beyond the heavenly realm. See in Chaitanya Lila, the demigods, they come and they shower flowers because they're looking for glories beyond the heavenly realm. Maitreya resumed, sincerely extolled in these words, Lord Vishnu, shining very beautifully on the shoulders of Garuda, replied with words as sweet as nectar. His eyebrows moved gracefully as he looked at the sage with a smile full of affection. And devotees, they get the ability to see their spiritual position and others' spiritual position, and feel compassion and mercy, feel compassion, see the suffering of others. The whole world is merely walking back to another birth, life, death in the samsara, without making a spiritual connection. The Supreme Lord said, having come to know what was in your mind, I've already arranged for that for which you have worshipped me well through your mental and sensory discipline. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram. The Lord continued, my dear Rishi, O leader of the living entities, for those who serve me in devotion by worshipping me, especially persons like you, who have given up everything unto me, there is never any question of frustration. These words apply to me, my life. There is never any question of frustration, worries, anxieties, fears. There isn't. This is the supreme path. I don't feel those things that I felt 8 years ago. They've all, they were there on the way, getting a bit diminished, increasing. And when I met Guru Hari, they're diminished. What woes and fears and anxieties there can there be when we absorb in Chaitanya Lila? The Emperor Sarabhuma Manu, the son of Lord Brahma, who is well known for his righteous acts, has his seat in Brahmavata and rules over the earth with its 7 oceans. The day after tomorrow, a Brahmana, that celebrated emperor, who is expert in religious activities, will come here with his queen, Satarupa, wishing to see you. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada. Thank you. She is a grown-up devotee, whose eyes are black. She is ready for marriage. She has a good character and all good qualities. She is also searching for a good husband. My dear sir, her parents will come to see you, who are equally suitable for her. Just deliver their daughter as your wife. That princess or holy sage will be just the type you have been thinking of in your heart for all those long years. She will soon be yours and will serve you to your heart's content. She will bring forth 9 daughters from the seed sown in her by you, and through the daughters you beget, the sages will duly beget children. With your heart cleansed by properly carrying out my command, resigning to me the fruits of all your act, you will finally attain to me. Let's read a little bit of the purport here. That is the instruction given by Lord to Caitanya. Maharaj Yudhisthira welcomed Narada Muni. Wherever you are present, that place becomes sanctified, because the Lord himself is always seated in your heart. See, the devotees become a temple, like a place of pilgrimage. Gaurahari is a place of pilgrimage. My place of pilgrimage, my pilgrimage wasn't to see the Panchtattva, the big deities in Mayapur. I didn't see them. I had no interest in seeing the big deities, the big glittery, shining temple that's sinking into the Ganga Mata. No, my place of pilgrimage was listening to Gaurahari in the morning and in the evening. And in between, wow, that was a nice little sandwich filling. You know, going to the Ganga, the Jalangi, Bhaktivinods, Bhajanakuti, Navadvipa. Gaurahari was the place of pilgrimage. My deities purify after a long time. This is Krishna's words, not mine. My deities purify after a long time. My holy places, my holy rivers purify after a long time. But my pure devotee purifies just by being seen. So what about listening to or being with, doing some service for? And when Guru Maharaj said, consider you a friend, wow. It's perfection of life. Is to realize, to be with Guru, giving us this grace and mercy. Thank you, Acharya Shri Gaurharidas. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for coming in that lucid dream, that time, after the class of Srila Gaurharidasa, and smiling. I remember that smile. It spoke volumes and volumes and volumes. It was speaking all the volumes of Srimad Bhagavatam that is written for us, and all Chaitanya Chaitamrita that is written for us. That smile said volumes and volumes and volumes. It said, Govinda, good lads, you're listening to Srila Gaurharidas Acharya. You're listening to who I've chosen to propagate, take forward, who I've given the baton of bhakti to. You're listening to him. He didn't need to speak in the dream. He was just there smiling happily. The word of samsara, Freddy is saying, is also eternal by being manifested and not manifest in the eternal cycle. And so always be suffering. That's how the word is designed. Yeah. Yeah, that's also eternal, isn't it? Samsara. People are continuously attached to these modes of nature. This cycle of birth, life and death. And, you know, it's the devotees' position to share this spiritual science for the benefit of all, for the welfare of all. Unconditionally, non-sectarianly, just sharing for anybody who wants to come along to Sadhu Sangha. That's it. Showing compassion for all living entities. You will attain self-realization. Yeah, how can there be anything but compassion? Because devotees spiritually awoken, they see the position of others and just feel compassion. There might not be room for the word. Might have to dust the dust off our feet and move on, but, you know, just keep sharing and keep sharing. Just keep sharing. Giving assurance of safety to all. You will perceive your own self as well as all the universes in me and myself in you. You perceive all the universes in me, just like Mother Yasoda. She saw all the universes in Krishna. Man. Alright, I think that's enough, man. I think that's... Hey, maybe we'll chant, I don't know. move about thing is intensely intoxicating, intoxifying. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Oh, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you to Freddie. Thank you to Francis. Thank you to Sim. Thank you to Johan. Thank you to River. Thank you to Karuna. Thank you to Shamaji. Thank you to Chris. Thank you to Lita. Anybody I've missed, I'm sorry. Thank you to you as well. Thank you to anybody on the rewind. All glories to my dearest friend, my dearest guru, cherished Guru Haridas. All glories to Sue. It was nice to see you yesterday, and Derek, and many people as was wandering about the town. Thank you to Tommy. Okay. Hare Krishna. Laters. Oh, Fanny as well. Thank you to Fanny. Thank you, dear Fanny. Hare Krishna. Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Ram, Ram, Ram. Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Ram, Ram, Ram. Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Ram, Ram, Ram. Hare Hare. Nityananda Maharaj. Nityananda Mahajana. 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 So mercifully opened a marketplace in Nadia with Ruma for the welfare of the suffering souls. In that marketplace, only the holy name is traded. What is that price? Shadavana Janahi, Shadavana Janahi. Those who have faith in the holy name, in the words of Sadhu, Sastra, Guru, this is the price. Faith. Beautiful. Only those persons are allowed to enter that marketplace. They can buy and sell the holy name. Sri Nityananda Prabhu requests the faithful person, those who have developed faith in the holy name, to come and take it. Sri Nityananda Prabhu says, this is the order of my Lord, my Prabhu, my Master. Therefore, I have come to your doorstep. Oh brother, I am a beggar. I beg for these alms. Utter the name of Krishna. Do Krishna bhajana. Accept what Krishna has taught us. These are the alms I'm begging for. Chant the holy name without offense. Chant the pure name of Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna is mother. Sri Krishna is father. Sri Krishna is wealth and assets. Sri Krishna is the Lord of my heart. Sri Krishna is life and soul. Krishna is everything. Give up all your bad dealings, habits and behavior and enter into Krishna's samsara. It's beautiful. Samsara. Krishna samsara. Cycling in Krishna samsara. Wow. This samsara. The only relationship is with Sri Krishna. Establish yourself in that relationship. Sadhu, Sastra, Guru. Sadhu, Sastra, Guru. Shower mercy on all the jivas. Seeing them as Sri Krishna. Seeing them as Sri Krishnas. and completely surrender unto the holy name of Shri Krishna. They're all jivas, they're all part and parcels, whether they are conscious or unconscious of it, all part and parcels of Krishna's. We can't get out of being connected. We're spirit, we're part and parcels, whether you like it or not, man. People might not believe in the Supreme Personality, but you cannot get out of it. You cannot get out of it. We're all part and parcels. We're in Krishna Samsara. That's tasty. That's really tasty. Krishna Chandra Samsara. We're just cycling in this bliss and transcendental opulence of Krishna, these dark forests of Vrindavan, where he rests his head in the lap of his dear friends. Only his dear friends can find Krishna. Krishna, whoa man, he's the best at hide and seek. Remember playing hide and seek? When we were children, persons would come up with the most outrageous place to hide, you could never find them. Krishna is the most hidden to those who are the most unfaithful, the most stony-hearted. Hides in that forest of Vrindavan. Can't find him, man. He's gone off dancing into the moonlit forest of Vrindavan groves, looking for his cowherds, his gopis, looking for what flowers they've picked for him. Where are my gopis? What have they gotten from the forest today for me? What fragrant devotees have they found? Will they offer me today? The holy name is so sweet. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta. Oh, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Shri Gauranitai are so wonderfully merciful. Yadana. They brought this Harinama from Goloka Vrindavan. This is from the groves of Vrindavan, those moonlit groves of Vrindavan, with those beautiful Kakula birds. They fly up to the highest branch to see, to get the best viewpoint, the best vantage. Like the devotees here, they get the best advantages absorbed in Hari Katha, Chaitanya Katha, the Acharya Srila Gora Haridas. Best advantages, all spiritual advantages, all material advantages. That's my life. I'm witness testimony from being homeless in November. Tent and bicycle. Wow, material opulences have come by and by. What to speak of the spiritual opulences, bliss, ecstasy, free from anxiety and fear and the woes of the world. Because those were my worldly baggages 8 years ago. I had all those baggages. Now we throw them on the baggage carousel at the airport. Blah. Whether they reach the destination or not, I don't care, man. Just give it to the baggage handler at the airport. Gone. Lost in transit. Lost in transit, transcendental flight. Gone. They brought this Harinama from Goloka Vrindavan. They came into Navadvipa 550 years ago. Krishna Balarama came as Gaura Nitai, came as these two cowherd boys into Navadvipa. Nimai Nitai of Navadvipa, of Nadia. Nimai Nitai, Nadia, Navadvipa. Nimai Nitai, Navadvipa, Nadia. Nectar. Came with Harinama. They saw how fallen and lost we all are in this world, attracted like magpies to material opulences. They come to dissipate the darkness, to give us this opportunity to get to know, to revive our forgotten relationship. We're forgetful, man. People in the world walking around thinking so intelligent. We're forgetful. We're in a constant state of forgetfulness. We've forgotten how painful it is to be cramped up in the womb. We've forgotten. We have this body, man. We're here to enjoy life, live it to the full. Full. One life, enjoy. Heard that one? One life, enjoy. Pay no mind to the golden boy. That's what person's doing. I was that person fooling around in this material world. Oh, filling up the bank account, cars, driving, get burnt out. There's no juice. That's great when you come to that rock bottom. This world, man, it's nothing. You know, like when you're a teenager and you go to London, it glitters, or wherever you go to, wherever you are in the world, the big city, or all that sleazy deprivation. It glitters. It glittered to my eyes when I went to London as a young lad. Hopping on the underground. Didn't even have to pay on the underground at that time. You just walked straight on through the barriers. There were no barriers. Glittered. I remember coming out of Brixton tube station, seeing these lads hanging off. This is showing my age here. Roller skates in the back of the bus. Well, opulence, man. Material. It's all material. Don't have any attraction. It doesn't attract me in the same way that it used to. It doesn't belong to this material world. See, this Harinam, it doesn't belong to this Hari world. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Hare. Suffering. Charity begins at home, but hey, our brothers and sisters are also suffering. That's why public congregation of chanting and singing the glories of Harinam. Oh, it's so dear to Krishna's heart. As we go about our daily lives, playing on the tram or the trains, or in the supermarkets. Lovely yesterday with the windows wound down, and having the ride, and Tiganga and Karuna, as we're doing Harinam, driving in Nottingham. People listening, hearing Harinam. Not of this material world. It doesn't belong to this material world. Sri Guru Nitai brought it here because they are so wonderfully merciful. Who is the custodian of Namahata? Namahata. Sri Nitai. Namahata means marketplace. Marketplace where the name is sold and purchased. What is the price? The price is unflinching faith. He who has strong faith, unflinching faith in the holy name, and faith in the words of Sadhu, Sastra, Shri Guru and Shri Krishna, only he can purchase. Marketplace is eternally open. Shri Nityananda is more merciful than Srimad Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Shri Guru Sundara is wonderfully merciful. Shri Nitai is more merciful than Shri Guru Sundara. Yeah, we see that in the past time, Jagai Madai. He was so merciful towards, was it Madai or Jagai? I think it was Madai who struck it. I can't quite remember exactly. But anyway, Nityananda was more merciful than Caitanya. Mm. Caitanya Mahaprabhu had his Sudarsana chakra ready. Nityananda softened Chaitanya's heart, and mercy fell upon these two rascals of Navadvip and devotees. They had a change of heart. They saw the errors of their miserable, despicable ways. What were those ways? They're just the ways of the modes of nature that we all have in us. Those were my ways, in my previous life. No concern for the people around me. Always feeding that false ego, feeding our appetite for more of gluttony of the material world. Not doing anything for anybody unless there was a pound note in it or a euro. This is win-win-win, as Guru Hari said. It's true. We give it away to keep it, like that song Ian Brown sings. Give it away to keep it. The more we give, the more we keep getting. Lord Shivji, with his 5 faces, is chanting this Madhura Harinam. This is so sweet, this Harinam. It's so sweet. Sweet. When I first chanted, it was quite, it was quite hard to do. It was a big endeavour. Oh man, if I could chant my 16 rounds in the morning before I'd done Prabhupada Arti and Tulsi Arti, man, wow, I'd arrived. I didn't taste the name. I was still getting familiar with it. It was occupying me. It was an occupation rather than drinking, rather than waiting for Witherspoons to open. It was occupying. See, hadn't come to the association of the Prema Bhakta. See, when Karuna passed me the phone and showed me Guru Hari, he was chanting in Dhamsala. My gosh, there I was seeing Prema Bhakta. My gosh, this man's intimate, associating closely with Krishna. I see with my eyes. My gosh, he's tasting something that I had not seen. I had not seen it in this one. I had not found it in our Kutsan. I had little touches. But to that extent, oh my gosh. The marketplace was beaming. The beaming smile, the beaming bhakti was there. It was overflowing. I haven't stopped watching since that day that Karuna passed me the phone on the Ahimsa farm up there in Leicestershire. Check this out, Govinda. Have a look at this. See what you think about this. Just right out of the blue. It's like Karuna kept the ace card in his pocket. Just decided to produce it one day. Where did that one come from? Karuna met Hari in Mayapur. Briefly, he asked him the time, which I always find very prophetic. Have you got the time? Have you got the time? Have you got the time to associate with Prema Bhakta? Have you got the time to associate with Chaitanya Nityananda? Wow. Where did that ace come from? Where have you been keeping that one? Why have you been keeping that one in your top pocket? Suddenly decided to bring out the ace today. That was the ace in the pack, man. The rest of the pack, they hadn't done anything. Well, they did what they did. But when we see Prema Bhakta, when we see the marketplace, oh my gosh. It's such a sight for the eyes. Then the opulences of the material world, they're just pale, man. Naturally, we start to renounce without that hard endeavour of renouncing. I've got to give up this material world. Remember, when I came into the ISKCON commentary, I had to give up everything. I had to be renounced. never to look at a beautiful woman, all these things. Renounce, renounce, renounce. But it's very artificial. It's an endeavour. But on this path, Guru Hari has shown me, we become so fulfilled in this Harinam, it's so sweet, that we don't notice the world. We're just kind of playing in it, casually, carefree. Don't really notice it going on. But it's always gone on. As I shared in the earlier class, the activities of the modes of nature 2022 are the activities of 2,000 years ago, at the time of Jesus. It's the same, modes of nature, standard, not worthy of praise or criticism. We have to distinguish it so we can identify what is spiritual. He saw that the jivas have been suffering here, drowning in the ocean of materialistic existence from time immemorial, totally having forgotten our original true spiritual position with the wonderful residents of Raja Vrindavan, just muddling along, samsaring along, not the Krishna samsara that we read about, but the other samsaring along to another birth in this material world. More porridge, an extension on your sentence of whatever it might be. You accumulate more time in prison than you, or whatever, just get added to your sentence another month, another 6 months, just doing time in samsara prison. This is the freedom. This is the breakout. Break out of jail. Get out of jail card. His heart bleeds. So Sri Nityananda felt love, affection and compassion for them, for us. So he brought the holy name from Shiv Rajabhumi for these Kali Yuga people. That's us. Lord Shivji, with his 5 faces, is chanting. This is so sweet, this Harinama. Lord Brahma chants the Srinama with his 4 faces because it is so sweet. Sri Narada Muni sings his holy name with his stringent instrument. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All are chanted because it's so sweet. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, by only obtaining the Namabhasa stage, Ajamila, a greatly sinful person, was delivered. All his sinful reactions were destroyed. And at last he went to Vaikuntha. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, just chant this name, utter this holy name, and go to Sri Rajabhumi. Sri Rajabhumi. Sri Navadvipa. Sri Vrindavan. Some say Navadvipa is Vaikuntha, but those who know say it is Vrindavan. So this is Sri Nityananda Prabhu never gets angry by Srila Lachana Das Thakur. Beautiful, beautiful devotee in our life, in our family. Lord Nityananda Raya never gets angry. He's always in ecstasy, supreme bliss. He has no false ego. He wanders to every town and village in Nadia, chanting Hare Krishna, dancing, and offering Krishna Prema to everyone indiscriminately. He does get angry on one occasion, and it's there in the pastimes, when he's taking custodianship of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's danda. You've read that pastime. He can't bear the thought of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taking sannyas. But it's a pastime. It's a play to show the world So Bhaktivinoda Thakur is so correct. Obviously, he doesn't get anger of the material mode of nature. In that pastime, his anger is transcendental. Sri Nityananda Rai never gets angry, not the anger of the material world. Transcendental anger for the purpose of the pastime is there in that breaking of the danda. How can you take sannyas? I can't bear to be parted from you. I can't bear the thought of you taking the renounced order of life. I can't do. Mother Sachi, she displays also similar transcendental anger. See, we often hear in the religious institutions, a devotee never gets angry. But they do, but it's transcendental anger. It's like Jesus' anger when he turned the tables over. That's metaphoric also. He didn't turn the tables over. He was turning things around, like what we're doing. We're turning around, giving people an opportunity to turn around and see, oh, hold on a minute. What is Jayapataka and Radhanath giving me? What is Narayan Maharaj giving me? It's just turning me back into the samsara wheel of suffering. That's all they're offering. That isn't what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to shower the world with. He came to turn people's lives around, to show them this mercy, the spiritual relationship with them and the resonance of Vrindavan in the spiritual world that we've forgotten about. We can turn that around in 1 second, as Srila Prabhupada said. You can have Krishna in 1 second. Have you got faith? Have you got desire? Have you got greed? Oh, you haven't got those things. Okay, well, here's Bhakti, here's Narayan Maharaj, An uncle is better, having some uncle in the world, a bad uncle. Sorry, Narayan Maharaj. He done what he done, man. Made some nice translations. But he didn't turn people around in a second to give them desire and faith and greed for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime. He didn't have that. It's necessary to distinguish these things. As nice a devotee as he was and as nice as his devotees are, they're not showing and sharing Chaitanya Lila, Nityananda Lila. They're not showing mercy. How can somebody be guru on the highest level and purport it's many lifetimes to get Krishna, to get Bhakti? How? It's not even compatible in the same sentence. Guru and many lifetimes to get Krishna do not go in the same sentence. They don't belong together. That doesn't. It's not a marriage. It's not a blissful marriage anyway. It's a rocky marriage. It's rasabas to my heart. Because Guru is same as Swami. It's compassion, man. Anybody with compassion in the heart would know what I mean. Nobody wants to see people go back into samsara wheel. Sri Nityananda goes to every doorstep and knocks on the door. Tap, 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 tap. Goes to those who are very much distressed, degraded and fallen. Goes to them and gives them Krishna Prema. He says, please chant, please chant. Please chant in association of Prema Bhaktas. The chanting and the chanting. Chanting I described when I was new in Krishna consciousness was, I've done my 16 rounds. I've done them before Prabhupada Arati. I've done them before the curtain opens and I've seen the deities. I've done it, I've made it. Have I? No. I've got some, there's a lot of pride and, pride and proud accomplishment in that. I wasn't just chanting sweetly. I do today when I'm with Lalita Gango, with Vivi Yamuna, with my dear Guru Hari. If they do not chant and shut the door, then he rolls there on the ground and cries. Whomever he meets, catches a straw between his teeth. He begs, "Oh, brothers, please do the bhajan of Shri Guru Hari and purchase me, purchase me, purchase me." Saying this, Lord Nityananda rolls on the ground in the dust, cries and sheds tears, looking like a mountain of gold rolling on the ground. Such a merciful incarnation is Lord Nityananda. If someone doesn't develop love for such an incarnation as Sri Nityananda Rama, Lochananda, such a sinful person wastes his life. Waste our life. We don't come to this yoga, this union, this friendship, this intimacy, this ecstasy, wasting our time, strolling back to samsara, stumbling back to samsara, cheated back to samsara. See? Krishna is also cheating. He reciprocates our desires. What do we want? He gives. Everything we want, he gives. If we want millions, we can have. If we want opulences, material opulences, we can have. If we want to be deceived, we'll get deceived. If our faith isn't strong enough, we'll get deceived. It says as much. I will send strong delusions. Right there in the Bible. It's Krishna speaking, man. Jesus was sharing the words of Krishna. Strong delusions, man. So much strong delusions. But hey, it's a two-way relationship. Those doing the cheating and those being cheated. It's a two-way thing, man. The cheating propensity is reliant on the propensity of those to be cheated. These are my authorities. Religious authorities. My authority is Hirandaya. And Hirandaya says, take a death shot. Abtaka says, take a death shot. And what happens? You die. It's the way it is, man. Cheating propensity. That's the material world. Constant cheating. This is why this is a win-win situation, and it can be a win-win situation for them, those that I just mentioned. We get to share win-win-win. Not this in the world, dog eat dog. There is no winners. It's an illusion. Those doing the cheating think they're winning, but they're accumulating karma. And those that have been cheated, they're also accumulating karma. And there's only one place. Back to samsara. More porridge. More time. Porridge means prison in English, Janardana. It's English slang for prison. Prison sentence. That's all we're accumulating. Eating porridge. No honey. No fruit in the porridge. It's thick. Lumpy. Such a merciful incarnation is Sri Nityananda. If someone doesn't develop faith, develop love for such an incarnation as Sri Nityananda, Lochananda says, such a sinful person wastes his life, remaining in the cycle of birth, life, and death. He cannot be delivered. Oh, okay. So, as you was asking yourself, I explained, and I must have had some synchronous connection because I realised I'm sharing from a very English perspective sometimes. And I don't want to just do that. I want persons to understand. I don't want to alienate people who are not fully versed in English. Hey man, I think that's one more verse, one more song. Doya Karoa Moro Nitai. This is a beautiful song. I can't do it justice. I haven't got the melody of the Bengali. Yeah. Maybe when we meet my dear brother, Rehi, he sings so sweetly. This Doya Koro Moro Nitai is a beautiful song. My dear Lord Nitai, please be merciful to me. By Srila Kanti Ramadasa Thakur. Oh my Nitai, please shower your mercy on me. All sadhus say, you are so merciful. You give the right destination to the fallen souls. Lord Nishananda has a flag. That flag gives Prema Bhakti. He never discriminates whether one is Uttama or Adama, most elevated or most degraded. And this is this Harinam Sankirtana, Chaitanya Nityananda. They're just distributing, just showering. And that's a Charashiri God Haridas. It's just showering this nectar. It's non-sectarian. Anybody can come and shower. And my friend Derek, thank you very much for your nice witness testimony. Listening to our classes, and I posted his witness testimony. He was very much suffering, heart problems, suffered a stroke. Very lost the will to continue in misery. Listening to Guru Hari when he was there in America from Hot Springs, he felt this life. So very nice, and I'm very fortunate, very grateful to have met you on the streets recently on my visit to Coventry. And thank you for your appreciation and your witness testimony. Great joy to meet you and be able to gift you a book. Very inspiring to hear how Guru Hari is affecting in people's lives. More persons out there than we know. So many persons. Yeah, thank you. Shri Nityananda Prabhu gives prema to one and all and makes the whole world happy. You are such a merciful Thakura. Why am I so unhappy? Kanu Ramadasa said, what more shall I say? O Lord Nityananda, you are the Lord of our parampara. So this is a great hope for me. You are such a merciful Lord. Yeah, man, I'd like to read more, but kind of I might take a little bit more rest. The energy in being in association of devotees, as our dear Jadna, as my dear Jadna knows, in association of Lita Ganga, with Yamuna, Purna, Sindhu, Amnarandas, Rangaleka today. Wow, man. Amazing. So I take some rest, and thank you to Jadna, both of you, my dear brothers, and anybody else who's listening.